Ooh.
Hello?
Who's this?
You called me.
Oh, hey, what's up, dude?
Oh yeah, how's it going?
What are you doing, Cody?
I'm making some popcorn and I'm about to watch a video.
You're not making it out of the pan again, are you?
No.
What are you gonna watch?
Just a VHS tape.
VHS?
Yeah. Don't know what it stands for, so don't ask me.
What the hell is that?
It's this weird rectangle-shaped thing where it's got like this tape-type thing, filmish thing that you stick into a device and it plays it back for you in really shitty aspect ratios.
Why don't you just watch Netflix or something?
Well, I find myself spending more time just looking for something on Netflix than actually watching it, and then it's like, oh man, here we go again, gotta watch Cloverfield Paradox, and that thing sucked.
Hey, I kinda liked it.
Your opinion sucks then.
Shut up! What are you, a YouTube comment?
Maybe.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Probably Scream.
Oh, hey, I love that movie.
This Cobbster?
Yeah, it's me, dude.
Oh, hey, buddy, where you at?
Yeah, I'm right outside.
Oh, shit, let me go get you. Hey!
What's up, man?
All right,
Let's
there
do
we
it.
go. Let's do this. Words.
So I said, I'll gut you like a fish.
Oh, hey, there's cameras on us.
Hi,
How you doing?
how's it going? Welcome to the very first episode of HorrorFlix.
HorrorFlix mini? What we're calling it?
HorrorFlix. This is a show where we review pornos.
Yeah.
Because it's HorrorFlix.
I see what you did there.
Remember that?
Play on
Remember that
words.
gig?
It's very similar to horror.
So basically, what this show is it's a shorter and condensed
That's a good word.
version of the HorrorFlix podcast, which is dead. I'm sorry, did that hurt?
A little bit.
Okay,
It
all right.
kind of hurt.
So
I'm bruised now.
so
I'm in a lot of pain.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of our favorite horror films of all time, and as you saw in the very beginning, we had a nice little fun skit for all you kiddies out there, based off of whatever that film movie is. We're gonna be shooting a review kind of in that location.
Yeah.
So this is the first one, and in a kitchen,
His kitchen and popcorn.
because when you think of Scream, you think of a kitchen.
See what we did there?
There's
the
a whole
thing.
So what's your favorite scary movie?
So my favorite scary movie is Scream.
Yeah.
I think it's the most fun I have watching. It's the most fun I have watching a horror movie. It's a perfect representation and deconstruction of all things horror, and I think it's pretty much perfect.
It is. I would go as far as saying it's a masterpiece.
Oh, you dropped the M word.
I don't throw that
boy.
word out a lot, or maybe I have in the past. I feel like
Call you crazy.
Should we try to call me crazy?
Yeah.
I should try to find a clip of me calling something a masterpiece and do a
Just
montage.
splice together,
If I can't
yeah.
do that, then we'll just skip right over it. Wes Craven had something very special. I don't think he knew he had something special.
No.
For a long time, I was trying to get you to watch the several documentaries on this film. The Still Screaming is a favorite of mine. You learn a nice lot of information.
It's like
about
the
this
behind
film.
the scenes stuff.
Yeah, because this movie was not easy for them to make.
I would imagine so.
There was a lot of ups and downs. Miramax, one of the Weinsteins was, I think it was Bob though. He's still a piece of shit though, right?
Yeah, he's not good.
Yeah, he's not a great person. But I think Weinstein basically had to pitch to the MPAA that this was a comedy, and that's how they got the rated R.
Because it was NC-17.
Yeah, they kept getting the NC-17 because it was just too gory. It was way more gory than it originally was.
I want to talk about, a lot of people look at this as like, not necessarily a spoof, but like a satire, like a sort of, again, a deconstruction of horror movie.
Yeah.
Well, it is doing that. It is like playing fun aspects of it. It's also a really good murder mystery.
Yes.
And the twist, and that's true for kind of all four movies actually, but the first one, the twist of who the killer is kind of brilliant.
It is.
Spoiler alert, I mean, the movie came out over 20 years ago, so we're going to spoil. Billy and Stu is like the coolest reveal for serial killers, just because when you go back and rewatch it, they do set it up kind of perfectly.
Yeah,
you don't notice it the first time, but it's perfect.
They kind of set it up to make you think it's him about halfway through the film, and then it turns out, oh, he was in jail while he was calling, but hey, there's two killers. Yeah.
You ever have a cellular phone when you were younger?
I did.
In the
My
90s?
first phone was a prepaid phone.
Oh boy.
It was $1 per minute, 50 cents per text.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Good lord.
RB3 doesn't even know what a prepaid phone
He
is.
doesn't even know. He was born with an iPhone in his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Out
born
of
with
the
a
womb.
smartwatch on
Yeah,
his
he's coming
on
out
his
with so
wrist.
much great technology going on.
And Yeezys.
A lot of people don't like the Henry Winkler death scene.
I'm not a big fan of it.
Really?
No.
You called it a masterpiece.
Okay. All right.
kidding, I'm kidding.
Easy. Because there's a few deaths in the very beginning of the movie. Obviously, the opening scene is incredibly iconic. It's the whole Hitchcock girl in the beginning. You kind of pull the rug beneath you, and you kill her. You're thinking that she's all over the posters. Great marketing.
Could you imagine if they did that today?
Oh, people would
I don't think there's any way they could pull that off.
People would be so pissed off.
They'd either be pissed or you wouldn't be able to keep that a secret. Like if they
Maybe.
cast like Scarlett Johansson, they'd be like, oh my god, but then find out it'd only be like an opening scene.
So
or
one
something.
thing I can relate it to is Life. Spoiler alert for Life.
No, okay.
Ryan Reynolds is killed off in like the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, I guess that's a good
Beard,
comparison.
I'll just throw
yeah.
up his arms. So, watch the fucking movie, man. But no, yeah, that's the one scene that kind of sticks out for me because it's like no one has died in a long time. One of the great things about this movie is that all the characters, you set them up. None of them start dying until the very end, so you're kind of with them through the entire time. And the Henry Winkler death, it's just like, it feels like the scene from Little Nicky, where it's just, like, let's cover him in pee so he can go to hell.
Poor Henry Winkler.
Yeah, it feels exactly like that.
Oh, man.
But I mean, I don't know, you just want to see the Fonz get killed, and they did.
Sorry, Henry.
Aside from that, I have zero problems with it. All the characters are great. Nev Campbell, she is one of the greatest final girls of all time. Maybe the greatest?
I mean,
I
she's gone through 4 movies.
that's the thing. It's like a lot of the final girls, they're in the first movie, and
Yeah.
then there's all the sequels, and they're never in them. But one of the things that I like, not just about this first movie, but about the Scream franchise in general, it keeps the core characters there the entire time. She's great. She's a fighter. She's running away, but she's also, like, that's kind of like her flaw as the character. It's like she's running away from her mother's past, and then she's also literally running away from a crazy
deep
killer.
writing right there.
Yeah, it's great. Kevin Williamson, your boy.
My boy Kevin Williamson.
Dawson's Creek, these Scream movies, and
The Following.
The Following.
He did The Following,
He did The Following.
which I wasn't crazy about, but
You
whatever.
didn't follow The Following?
Have you ever read the script or like portions of it?
No, but I've heard you talk
The
immensely
opening
about it.
scene is amazing to read because
Okay.
it starts out. If you were like a studio exec and you read that, like, okay, it's called Scary Movie because that's what it was originally
originally
titled,
called
right?
Scary Movie.
So like you read that and you're like, this is stupid. Oh, and then once it starts to happen, like the way he does it, like he doesn't set anything up with like all capital letters or anything like that. It just says, because I want to know who I'm looking at.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that line just happens and you're like, oh shit, that's what we're doing.
Some scary
And
shit.
it's creepy to read. Man.
It's very hard to see that opening scene, as well as the entire film, without thinking about Scary Movie.
Hello, Drew.
Scary Movie is a fantastic spoof.
One of the greatest spoofs of all time.
So underrated.
It's very underrated. You have scenes shot for shot, identical.
I didn't see it. It came out of nowhere.
Oh my god, we hit a boat!
Where's the foot?
This movie saved horror, would you say?
Okay.
During a time when horror
Definitely
films
changed it.
It changed it. I will say the closest thing that we have to a Scream in this, because I guess it was Scream technically our generation? 96,
sure.
98,
Fuck it.
96.
Yeah. I think it's 96.
96.
Yeah.
The closest thing that we have in the modern era, the millennium
Say it.
era, Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods.
Very
Yeah,
close.
That's very close.
Very, very close.
So similar things.
Similar things, like there's some scary stuff, but it's
Meta.
also funny, it's meta as fuck. And of course, we can't mention Scream without mentioning Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which is also a great film.
It's kind of like a precursor to Scream
Yes.
in that sense, where he's like not taking himself too seriously, and he's like kind of expanding on the world.
It's almost like he got to a point where he was incredibly tired of doing these scary movies because it's the same shit over and over. Someone knocks on the door, they get killed, they get dragged away, and the killer gets away, blah, blah, blah. But now he's like, no, I'm gonna kind of rip that away and make it as real as possible while commenting on all of that.
Going back to Billy and Stu, I mean, Skeet Ulrich, and especially Matthew Lillard.
Billy.
Yeah, Billy. Matthew Lillard, I think, is so underrated in this. And I know it's
yeah.
kind of like comic relief, but his performance is so freaking
Well,
good.
that's the thing. It's like at the end
Yeah.
of the day, they're two high school kids.
Exactly. Someone
was weird.
Okay.
Yeah, they're high school kids, and
Yeah.
they don't really know what they're doing. They're doing this based off of they killed Cindy's mom.
Based off movies, basically.
Based off of movies, yeah. Psychos aren't created.
Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative, which is one of my favorite lines ever.
It's a great line, but it was also a very controversial line. The MPAA was like, "We don't want that. Like that's
really?
So when they pitched it as a comedy, it makes it work.
Okay.
My favorite line in the whole film is "Don't hit me in the head with the phone, you dick." That is the improvised. The improvised line that I think is just absolutely brilliant. That entire scene where Billy and Stu are stabbing each other.
Yeah.
In the the original cut, because they cut around it, you actually see
like,
them stabbing each other, and it's brutal. Instead, what we got, they kind of had to dumb it down a little bit so that way they could get the rated R movie. But I mean,
that's so weird.
Not only their characters, but you got Gail Weathers, Dewey, Officer Dipshit. Randy is probably my favorite character.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Randy yet.
Randy is like the quintessential, like every single, like all of us. He is the audience.
He's the horror fan.
He's the audience. He's commenting on all these things. He's the one making us kind of realize what is going on. He's doing all the great references, but it doesn't feel like a Marvel movie where
it's not like too funny. It's just it knows they know what they're doing, basically.
Right, but it's also a great horror film because it just ends. You didn't need a sequel. It doesn't leave it.
Even though they did do sequels, like it still works totally fine by itself.
That's like the thing. It's like it's a formula, a very simple formula. Every single Scream film kind of starts and ends sort of the same way. We have 4 films in the Scream franchise. Unfortunately, Wes Craven is no longer with us. That was
R.I.P. man. That was a tough one.
I know that the Scream series was still going. It was still in its first season.
Yeah.
And I remember specifically they did a nice little rest in peace, like in memory of Wes Craven. And now I believe that the show is rebooting its season 3 to fit with the classic Ghostface.
That's what I've heard as well, yeah.
A little hesitant on that. I didn't see season 2. I actually like season 1 a lot.
You've watched all of season 1?
All of season 1's pretty good.
I gave up after like episode 3 or 4. I think.
It's it is what it is, but it's not like Teen Wolfy terrible.
Okay.
It's in the same vein, but it's not that bad.
Okay.
Now I'm kind of just left with like, will we ever get a Scream 5? And if so, should we? I don't think so.
I know, it's a tough line to walk. It's kind of like when Michael Crichton died and they wanted to do Jurassic
3.
Part 4.
Oh, yeah, I guess
now,
yeah.
And they were like wrestling with it for a long time and they finally did Jurassic World, but it's a similar situation. Although this is probably more, tough to do because Wes Craven actually directed the movie. So
right.
It's like,
and he's been working with Kevin Williamson on 3 of the 4 films. Kevin Williamson didn't do the 3rd one for some reason. I forget what he was doing instead.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I could talk about these films all day. I love all of them. Even the 3rd one isn't great.
The 3rd one has a couple moments that are really good, but overall it doesn't really work. But it's still part of the family of films, I would say.
Yeah. Like the 4th one, when that one came out, it was so long after. Like you would think something like that wouldn't work, and it's like secretly brilliant.
It works, guys.
It touches on the remakes and the rebooted, but now it's like if they did a Scream 5, what would they do?
Yeah, we'd have to wait for something that's like horror has to go in a completely other direction for Scream to spoof it.
It would have to be horror films would have to do like shared universes.
Yeah, something like that.
Because in Scream 4 they did remakes, so they kind of did a little found footage.
A little bit.
A little bit. They didn't touch on it a whole lot. But I think the franchise should remain in the past with Wes Craven. It just doesn't feel right.
I'd be fine with that, yeah.
I'm afraid that they were going to reboot it.
They probably will eventually.
Yeah. But
if it is, I just hope they do it with love and care and they don't try to like bastardize it and make it its own.
I think what they're doing with the television show, if that's fine, because it's not going to hit everybody.
Yeah.
It could be great. I don't know if it's going to be the same characters or anything like that, or if it's just Ghostface in like another town.
If they would, what do you think about them just remaking it instead of doing a Scream 5? What if they just remake Scream? I mean, it's proved that stuff that could work potentially. Like Evil Dead remake was really good. The first Texas Chainsaw remake was pretty good.
Hills Have Eyes was really good as well.
That was good.
I am all for just leaving it alone. Nowadays, who the hell knows? But
we'll see what happens.
Regardless, we have Scream. It's a fantastic film. I love it. I might just watch it right after this.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Good job, buddy.
Cheers, buddy.
That was our first HorrorFlix little mini episode there.
Yeah.
That was good.
Hope you all enjoyed it. A lot of hard work went into this. Thanks to the crew, everybody out here. Yeah, there's Billy behind the camera. Billy's back alive, by the way. So look forward to that. More HorrorFlix mini episodes. We'll do one a month for now, and if we're feeling cocky, we'll do more.
Yeah.
Let us know what down below in the comments what you would like us to do a HorrorFlix episode on. We already have our eyes set on a few more episodes that we will not reveal. And yeah, thank you so much. Support us on Patreon. Share this with your friends, your family. If you're Scream fans, do all that. And wang her on.
Wang her on.